Good afternoon. Hello and welcome to Joy News Today. I am Benis Abubeidulansa. Coming up, despite presentation of 2024 budget estimates for various MMDAs yet to reach Parliament, as minority leadership warn the practice is unacceptable. Also, authorities at Upper West Regional Hospital worried about the shortage of blood at the facility. Also in this package, affordability, comfort and luxury on display at the Accra International Conference Center. Details as Ghana's biggest housing fair is attracting many, including non-Ghanaians who want to make good use of the mind-blowing deals. That's coming up as we touch base with my colleague who is at the EcoBank Johnny's Habitat Fair. These and more coming up in this bulletin, including business, sports and showbiz. Kindly stay for details. You're live on DSTV, Go TV and around the world via myjoyonline.com. The details now. The minorities leadership says it's unacceptable that more than a week after the presentation of the 2024 budget statement, the important estimates for various ministries, departments and agencies is yet to reach the House. The estimate details the allocation to the various MDAs and its breakdown. Minority Chief Whip Governs Kwame Abuja has been speaking about this. Well, my colleague Kweku Asante will join us with those details. Hello, Kweku. Thank you. What has the majority leadership's response been to this express concern raised by the minority?
Well, yes, Benis. According to the minority led by Governor Kwame Abuja, they do not want a situation where committees of parliament will be stampeded into taking decisions on the estimates for the various MDAs, and they need that as soon as practicable. They do not believe that the practice where MPs go into committee meetings and then they see the estimates for the first time is a productive arrangement, and they want that to change. And so they are demanding that before next week, when the budget debate will conclude, and MPs will recline to committees to consider the estimates of the MDs. The estimates will now get to MPs as they go into the weekend. They can go and peruse them and come back on Monday well refreshed in terms of the details. The majority leadership have also been telling in their concerns that these estimates need to come in. But if you listen to the majority chief whip, who is the MP for Nsawam Adwejiri, his explanation is that there is nothing late, and that in fact, if you look at the previous years, this is the time that the estimates have been coming in, and that they expect that the finance ministry, together with the respective ministries, departments and agencies, will submit this either today or through the weekend, and that by Monday or Tuesday, the expectation is that all MPs on all the respective committees would have had these documents so that they can begin work on it. We know that the Appropriation Act is expected to be passed on or before the 22nd of December, when MPs will be expected to go on break. Any further delay in terms of this estimation reaching the MPs will make it difficult for Parliament to be able to beat this deadline, or it will mean that MPs would have to sit throughout the night on the 22nd of December to get all the estimates go through before they rise for the December Christmas Day.
Right. What else is the House considering today, Kweku?
Well, Ben, is the third day, the fourth day of debate, I should say, has commenced, and honestly, we've been hearing from really high-profile ministers who have been debating the budget. We've heard from the Minister for Defense, Dominic Niti, who currently speaking is Ambrose Derry, the Minister for Interior. They've all been assuring that this budget makes adequate commitment to assure the safety of the public. In particular, the Defense Minister has been talking about this country being safeguarded from terrorism, as has been seen in other parts of West Africa and the Sahel region, and that is because of government prudent spending. But the minority, the former minority that should say Harry Bisu, believes that government has not resourced anti-corruption institutions well enough, and that the president and his government are not committed to the fight against corruption.
We'll leave it here. Kweku Asante is my colleague who just joined us from Parliament, briefing us on what today's debate on the 2024 budget has been like. We'll be bringing you more in subsequent bulletins. Now, the Ghana Boundary Commission will start a reaffirmation exercise this week to replace destroyed boundary pillars between Ghana and Ivory Coast. It's a first joint sensitization and reaffirmation exercise between the two neighbors. Maxwell Agbagba has more.
Some students of the half-SNIT Senior High School on parade at Newtown in the Western region where the event was held. The Ghana Boundary Commission has been engaged in reaffirmation exercise to replace destroyed boundary pillars with Togo. The joint reaffirmation exercise to replace all destroyed boundary pillars with Ghana's western neighbors, Côte d'Ivoire, will begin this week. Speaking at the joint sensitization program, National Coordinator of the Ghana Boundary Commission, Major General Yumano Kotia, said a joint inspection of the international maritime boundary with Côte d'Ivoire would take place in March. He says a lighthouse will be constructed in the area to align with the land boundary terminus, which serves as a guide for the maritime boundary between the two countries.
We are appealing to Côte d'Ivoire that next year, March, the Côte d'Ivoire Navy should come and we will have a joint inspection on our maritime boundary. Going further, we would also be conducting, as I mentioned, another inspection in March. The first inspection was organized in April this year. Future joint inspections with Côte d'Ivoire would help the collaboration and cooperation that we have been seeking over the years.
Major General Yumano Kotia says the team engaged in the boundary reaffirmation exercise will be introducing new types of pillars which are different from what were used in the colonial era.
What are the reasons for reaffirmation? We will be introducing some new types of pillars. First of all, the main pillars will not be like the colonial type of pillars. There will be new type of pillars that the technical teams will decide and agree. We will also be introducing intermediary pillars. Apart from intermediary pillars, we will be introducing border crossing pillars. Where there is a border post, there will be a pillar there that will guide the Ghana Immigration Service of where the boundary location is. We are hoping that in future, a lighthouse and a monument would be jointly built between Ghana and Côte d'Ivoire at the pillar as a symbol to show that that is the maritime boundary on land running into sea.
Western Regional Minister Kwabena Otridako Mensah says the replacement of the boundary pillars or reaffirmation exercise contributes to regional peace and stability.
This exercise does not only uphold the principles of good neighborliness, but also contributes to the maintenance of regional peace, stability, and development. In addition to the technical aspects of our mission, the joint sensitization effort here in Newtown and its environment counterpart are also equally significant. These engagements with the local communities illustrate our dedication to transparent and inclusive boundary management.
Executive Secretary of the National Boundary Commission of Côte d'Ivoire, Lydia Konate, is happy with the progress of work by the two countries.
To speak to the population so that they can help our experts to do the job, to do all the activities.
Representative of the GIZ African Union Border Program, Ms. Valerie Nenanik, lauded the Ghana Boundary Commission for its work in creating an atmosphere of peace.
On behalf of the German government, I would like to commend the boundary commissions of both Ghana and Côte d'Ivoire for their exemplary show of cooperation towards good border governance in their respective countries.
There were various stakeholders at the event, including community members and traditional leaders. The traditional leaders declared their support for the reaffirmation exercise and pledged to cooperate.
With that report, a medical laboratory scientist at the Upper West Regional Hospital, Derry Victor Nyotori, is worried about the shortage of blood there. He says the situation has made it difficult for emergency cases to be handled. He spoke at a blood donation exercise held in Wa as part of the 20th anniversary celebration of the National Health Insurance Authority. Rafiq Salam reports.
According to a medical laboratory scientist at the Upper West Regional Hospital, Derek Victor Muntori, the regional hospital for some time now has a deficit in their blood bank. The number of persons who needs blood has outnumbered the blood available at the bank.
We are running at a deficit. So what happens is that because we don't have blood in stock, people who comes and their relative come to donate. When there's an emergency, we give those blood out and then we ask the other relatives to also come and replace. We don't have blood in stock. So if there's an emergency, it's always a dying listen. Just as it is everywhere in the country, blood is very essential, but getting it is problematic. And to our side of the country, there are a lot of viral infections around. We have this Hep B, Hep C, which are very predominant in our settings. So many people comes willing to donate, but because of those viral infections, they are disqualified. And our women are always very willing to, but because of their menstrual cycle and then their hemoglobin level as the month goes by, they are also disqualified. So in actual fact, it is dying. We just need help.
He commended the National Health Insurance Authority, NHIA, for initiating the blood donation exercise as part of the authority's 20th anniversary celebration.
To really help, because as we are getting, even if we get 10 pints of blood, by the end of next week, everything would have been gone. Because we are the referral center, we take cases from all over the region and even beyond. So because of that, the blood is always on high demand. So if we don't get constant supplies, the patient-relative replacement is not helping us because most of the people are coming from so far. And then it is difficult for them to actually transport people from where they are to the regional hospital blood bank for the donation. So when they come, it's always difficult to get the blood for them. So we are actually running on a heavy deficit at the blood bank. We are not having enough blood for the patient who comes.
Scores of students of the World Technical Institute, officials of the NHIA, and some members of the public took part in the exercise. It was held on the theme 20 years of care, one pen at a time, donate for life. Our Power Regional Director of the NHIA, Samuel Lobe, says the blood donation exercise is a clear demonstration of the commitment of the authority to serve the people of Ghana.
To demonstrate further how committed we are to protecting lives and guaranteeing financial risk protection for everybody resident in Ghana. And you know, whoever that is ready to give you blood is simply saying that if I have life, I will give it to you.
Reporting for J News, Rafiq Salam. Wow.
Now, in many sub-Saharan African countries, including Ghana, transboundary animal diseases are highly prevalent due to inadequate adoption of disease prevention and control measures. The lack of adequate prevention of diseases in animals predisposes humans and the ecosystem to heightened risks of zoonotic diseases. In addressing this, the 49th Annual General Meeting of the Ghana Veterinary Medical Association discussed it, and President of the Association, Cyril Isel, called for a supplement in subsidies in the procurement of veterinary medicines. There's more in the following report.
With livestock production being a key livelihood source for people in the country, poor control of livestock diseases hamper livestock productivity, threatening farmers' well-being and food security in the country at large. Speaking at the 49th Annual General Meeting of the Ghana Veterinary Medical Association, President of the association, Cyril Esel, charged the government to include subsidies to the purchase of veterinary medicines, adding that the inclusion of the subsidies will help increase the rate of vaccinations in the country whilst realigning the country to meet best international standards.
The prioritization of the poultry value chain, with emphasis on the broiler value chain, provides a good opportunity for addressing the challenges militating against efficiency in the sector. The association stands ready to support the ministry in achieving the desired goals and objectives. In this direction, the association will appeal to the ministry to beef up the strength of veterinarians, as well as provide the necessary logistics in the form of laboratory equipment and reagents, vehicles, and motorbikes for effective service delivery. With regards to the poultry value chain, the association expects standards and operational procedures to be put in place and enforced. There is also the need to categorize farms based on their biosecurity levels. An area that needs serious attention is the need to build a database on all anchor and outgrower farmers in areas of flock numbers, morbidity, mortality, vaccinations and medications, etc., to enable in real time gaps and deficits in production parameters to be identified for early response and attention. Mr. Chairman, invited guests, active surveillance structures should be put in place for us to be ahead of any disease outbreak. The GVMA would appeal to government to subsidize certain vaccines required for vaccine-preventable diseases such as anthrax and PPR as a poverty alleviation intervention. The association would request for greater involvement of its members at the various districts to ensure the objectives set by the ministry are achieved for the benefit of farmers and the country.
Meanwhile, former dean for the veterinary school at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Dr. Raphael Foliche, indicated that there is a need for a multidisciplinary approach in addressing issues pertaining to diseases common to both animals and humans. This, he believes, will prevent such diseases from spreading.
The veterinary services department itself must ensure that they collaborate well, they work together, and then they also must work together with all the other sectors that have something to do with health. So in order to work together, they must themselves organize and introduce another unit that will be responsible, solely responsible for working together, which we will refer to as one health unit. They should take the lead in ensuring that they play a very important role in bringing other sectors together.
For Alhaji Sadat of the International Cattle Farmers of Ashaiman, extension officers must ensure the right things are done in the various districts.
When you come across the country, somebody said earlier on that the state of our veterinary offices is not a good thing to talk about. Accra is sitting, the cattle market here is sitting in Accra. Very few ministers in charge of livestock visit us. Very few veterinary officers in high office visit the market officially. Very, very few. We have never had a minister in charge of livestock visit this cattle market. We did an international cattle market where our cattle come. Nobody visits us. And we call it international cattle market. Let's come out and see the status of the cattle market.
This is Joy News Today with me, Bernice Abubeidulansa. Now, the president of the Bunu East Regional House of Chiefs and paramount chief of the Yeji Traditional Council, Pemapem Iyao Cabrese V has charged the Regional Security Council to expedite steps towards resolving the dispute between the Mo and Wangara communities in the Kintampo North Enclave. This follows a recent conflict between the two ahead of this year's Karubi Festival, leading to the death of one person. Anasabet has more in the following report.
The traditional ruler, who doubles as the paramount chief of the Yeji Traditional Council and the president of the Bono East Regional House of Chiefs, Pemapem Iyao Cabrese V, charged the Regional Security Council headed by the Bono East Regional Minister to fast-track its conflict resolution measures within the Kintampo North municipality to help prevent what he described as a tribal conflict between the Wangra and Mo communities in the area.
This kind of tribal issue, it used to happen. Tribal issues are always erupted during dry season. Just like this case, Mo case, Kintampo case. The way it is now, if the RESEC should not double their steps, it will be escalated. And we'll find it difficult to bring it under control.
His call comes after an earlier clash between the two factions led to the death of one person in the build-up to this year's Kubi Festival. Pemapem Iyao Cabrese V wants the involvement of the military in the region's quest to ensuring a lasting peace in the Kintampo area.
So if the RESEC is trying to do it and they are facing challenges, they should try and then consult the military so that they will be added to police, so that the reinforcement will be able to control the issue of this issue.
He further warned that the conflict has what it takes to spill to other parts of the region, noting that it goes beyond a mere chieftaincy dispute.
So what we are seeing, we should not joke with it, because it can spread all over, not in Bono East alone. So conflict zone, especially conflict zone, Kintampo seems to be a conflict zone some time ago. So my advice is that the regional minister should rekindle his efforts to have this military, in addition to the police, to combat the situation. If not that, we will not find ourselves in a better situation.
There is, however, a relative calm in the area, with security enhanced in the municipality ahead of the climax of the Kubi Festival, which is slated to take place on the 26th of November this year. Anna Sabit, Joy News, Tichima.
Magdan Aviation has been granted an official air operator certificate by the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority. Officials of the authority believe the granting of the AOC to the local operator will help the company expand in order to create substantial job opportunities. There's more in the following report.
The Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, GCAA, the regulatory body overseeing civil aviation activities in Ghana, on Tuesday, November 21, 2023, welcomed Magdan Aviation into the commercial airline sector by granting it the Air Operator Certificate, AOC. During the presentation ceremony, the Deputy Director General in charge of technical at the GCAA, Daniel Aqua, commended the Magdan Group for its unwavering dedication to excellence and significant contribution to the logistics industry.
Magdan Aviation Limited is officially certified to operate as an airline, but it's doing charters, private charters. It's not a scheduled airline, but it's doing private charters. Magdan has a private jet as well as another business aircraft, which is a propeller, but its performance is as good as a jet aircraft. We had to do due diligence, take Magdan Aviation through the necessary certification process. We have a 5-phase process, and Magdan has been able to satisfy all the 5 phases. From today, Magdan can operate legally. In the past, there was some form of arrangements. Yeah, that is also allowed within the industry, but that doesn't make it a full Ghanaian airline. But from today, it's a full Ghanaian airline that can operate without any problem.
In response to the license grant, Chief Executive Officer of the Magdan Group, Daniel Macaulay, conveyed his profound gratitude to the GCAA for its support and guidance throughout the certification process. He revealed that his company currently operates 3 jets from the terminal and pledged to introduce an additional 2 cargo planes in support of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area AFCFTA under the ongoing Guided Trade Initiative. Mr. Macaulay emphasized that the granted certification will significantly contribute to Ghana's economic development. Carlos Galoni, Joy News.
Now, a study by Caritas Ghana, a Catholic faith-based organization in 4 communities, has revealed that land grabbing by multinational companies, traditions and customs are inhibitions to women land acquisition in Ghana. They say this could affect food security if not checked. These revelations came to light when the organization presented its findings in the 4 communities in the Nkwanta South municipality. Peter Seno has more.
Women access to land in this community is not so easy. Most of the women are not able to acquire lands on their own. They have to depend on their husband's farmlands, or if you are lucky enough to inherit a land from your parents, then you have land to farm on. But if not, unless your husband.
Iris Kofi, a member of the research team, bemoaning the challenges women face in the acquisition of land in rural communities. Land grabbing by multinational companies has been cited as an increasing phenomenon where local people are often hoodwinked into dubious contracts that would estrange them in their own land. One of such companies cited by residents at Breoniasi in the Nkwanta South municipality is Volta Red Farms at Fanchiniko. They have accused the owners of the palm oil producing company for not paying the right amount for the 3,715 hectares of land acquired since 2009. Per the agreement, $5 was supposed to be paid for a hectare per year. This, Reverend Father Pius Biamse believes, is an abuse on the residents and landowners in the area.
For me, it is an abuse or extortion. They just took it that the people don't know their rights. They don't know their land rights. If you calculate the value of that land, 1 hectare, it is not $5. Even today that we have the dollar a little bit high, it means that they are taking 1 hectare for 60 cedis per year. Why should they give the land out for 60 cedis per year? So we cannot say that it's not even adequate. It's pure extortion.
According to the residents, the promise to put up a clinic and some social facilities in the area is yet to be fulfilled by the company. Innocent Danku is one of the residents. He wants an intervention so that proper contractual agreement is reached for them to have their full benefits.
Some people have developed cocoa farms, were there. Some people are already doing their palm plantation in their small way. But when they came, they tried to destroy all these things and they asked that they will pay compensation, but the compensation never came. They have not paid any compensation up to date. I have other lands above that land, and I cannot go there because I can't pass through their farms. They will not allow me to pass there. Even if I have any property like trees or other this, which is not in the form of agreement, when I go there for it, they won't accept you to go for such a thing, and it will be a fight between you and the security men and the company owners.
Reverend Father Dieudonné Davon speaks for the research team. He tells us why they conducted this research.
For us to be able to appreciate better what is happening, we have visited some communities where we had a survey talking to people to understand the general awareness of the land rights we have, and also to see whether women and the youth are having common access to land. So it is out of this that we realize that there was more to it. We have done some work on land grabbing already in the past, so it was not new to us to realize that even in 21st century Ghana, a number of multinationals are taking advantage of the ignorance of the people, taking their land in larger proportions, and the people are not benefiting anything from it.
The company has declined an on-camera interview on the matter, but has also denied all allegations leveled against it. As of the time of taking the shot for this report, Joy News can confirm the extension of service cables to Fanchiniko, where the farm is located. Peter Senu for Joy News.
Now, affordability, comfort and luxury are on display at the Accra International Conference Center. It's Ghana's biggest housing fair. It's the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair, and it's attracted many, including non-Ghanaians, who want to make good use of the mind-blowing deals. Let me take you now to the Accra International Conference Center. My colleague Maxwell Agbagba has been interacting with some patrons and exhibitors. Maxwell, tell us about what's happening there.
News also is that patrons who are coming here are getting free consultation from our exhibitors, who are here. Many of them I've been interacting with are excited that Joy News put together the Habitat Fair. Let me speak to one of the ladies from Virtual Security Africa, VSA. Tell us, how is it going so far? I know a lot of patrons are coming here because you have what? You're giving out some gifts, a raffle and all
yes. So just like every year we do, this year we are doing it better because we're having a live draw. Yes, like a raffle. So we understand that some homeowners genuinely can't afford some of the products that are displayed here that we are giving out. So we want to give back to society. We are giving 3 lucky winners the chance to win up to 20,000 worth 20,000 worth of our security product. So this is what we do. If a homeowner just walk in, come to our stands, we'll have a conversation with you and you fill a form. So at the end of the fair, that's on Saturday, before the closeout meeting, we will have these 3 lucky winners. The first person is getting a CCTV, a whole package fixed for him or her. The next second winner is getting a free GSM alarms complete system, and then the third winner is getting a video or audio intercom, a whole system given to them. So we want everybody to walk through and come to our stands.
Okay, Virtual Security Africa, thanks so much for talking to us.
Welcome.
We'll be back later to tell us more about the latest innovation and technology that you have, on display here. But let's go to our next exhibitor. Let's interact with them. Like I was saying, our patrons here are getting free consultation here from our exhibitors. In fact, the 2 additions to this year's event is that the Lands Commission is here. The many issues about land litigation in Ghana. The other time I saw an advertisement, somewhere saying that land with small problem for sale. We have officials from the Lands Commission here who are going to provide you with expert advice. A land litigation lawyer, a renowned land litigation lawyer, is also here to provide you with free advice. Hi.
Hello.
My name is Maxwell. What's your name?
Dorothy.
Kensington Heights.
The Kensington Heights.
There. I like that. Tell me, how is it going so far?
Well, it's been okay. We understand that it's still during the week, so people are at work. So we're hoping that gradually things will pick up, especially tomorrow and Sunday.
Usually the peak is this evening, Saturday, and then Sunday, and all of that. Tell me, what are you giving our patrons? It's raining discounts at many of the places that I've visited so far. What are you giving our patrons?
I always say that I don't want to give all the juice away. Come here and then find out all the interesting packages that we have available.
Can you share some of them with us? If I want an apartment, do you want to share with me what I have to go through and all of that?
Yes, it's a very simple process. So we have studios, we have executive studios, there are 1-bedroom apartments, 3-bedroom penthouses available. So you just need to come to our decks or you can call us. Basically, you just need to select the units you're interested in and then you need to complete a form. You make a deposit payment. We have payment plans available. So depending on the payment plan that you go for, that would determine the style of payment that you'd be making. It's a very simple process. Yes.
You want to put out your contact if I want to call?
Yes. So you can call us on 0201 399 701 or 0201 399 708. You can also email us at info@hdghomesLimited.com or visit our website www.airportcity.com, www.thekensingtonheights.com.
The Kensington Heights.
The Kensington Heights.
Yes, I like that. Thanks for talking to me. Yeah, so you have that. We still have a lot more exhibitors here. It will be difficult to cover the entire area because more than 70 exhibitors, in fact more than 80 exhibitors, are here at the foyer of the Accra International Conference Center. All of them giving you something to cheer about. Let me speak to a rep from GHS Housing Limited. Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Oh, I'm doing fine too. I'm doing well too.
Okay.
Tell me, what are you giving to our patrons? I know every year GHS Housing, you give our patrons, a lot to be happy about.
Okay, so now we've introduced Service Plus onto the market. Okay. As of last year, we didn't have the Service Plus, but now we've introduced Service Plus in a gated community with peripheral fence wall, access roads, electricity, water, and a very serene environment for you to build and then raise your family. Currently, we are also offering a discount for our first 20 people who are interested in buying land.
Discount?
Yes, a very
first 20 people to buy land.
Yes, to buy a land. Okay. To buy a 70 by 100 or 74 by 77 piece of land. So you can come by our table. We are ready to give you a good payment and a flexible payment plan.
Okay. Okay. What's your number? What's the number can I call?
So you can contact us on 0544 347980, 0544 7934 7981.
Okay. What's the name?
Emanuela.
Okay, Emanuela.
That's Maxwell Agbagba. You need to join us at the Accra International Conference Center. It's the biggest housing fair in the country. Come meet vendors, whatever you need, home supplies. If it's home financing, we've got EcoBank, our main sponsor there, to give you all the financing options as well. So you can join us today, tomorrow, or Sunday, and it will be ending at 8 p.m. on Sunday. So you don't want to miss this for anything. Up next is Business News with Emma Davis.
Welcome, time to do business with me, Emma Davis. Minister for Employment, Labour Relations and Pensions, Ignatius Bafwewa, has urged SNIT to leave their comfort zones and intensify public education to enroll more informal sector workers on the SNIT scheme. Speaking at the launch of the 2023 SNIT Mobile Service Week in Sunyani, the minister said such a drive would not only keep them in business, but also allow the self-employed to ensure their incomes. Precious Semevo has more.
Ahead of the launch of the 2023 SNIT Mobile Service Week in Sunyani, some beneficiaries, including a young man who has been receiving a monthly pension since age 29 after being declared unfit to work, shared their experiences since they joined the pension scheme. Bono Regional Minister Justina Osubanahini, at the awareness creation with the informal sector workers, appealed to women who form the majority to take the lead and take advantage of the self-employed enrollment drive from SNIT to reduce their children's burden in the future. Director General of SNIT, Dr. John Oforitinkrine, called on the young ones to contribute to the scheme to benefit beyond the contingent claims.
In addition to the old age pension that we pay you, we, unlike the other pension schemes, we pay two contingent claims. The first one is that we give you life insurance. The same thing with invalidity. You would agree with me that the older you get, the higher the probability that you are going to claim on these contingent claims. If you go for private life insurance, the premium for a 45 or 50-year-old person is very high compared to the premium for a 20-year-old. So that is why there is an age limit where you can join SNIT, because when you come and join SNIT, we do not do any underwriting. We just take you you are. We don't ask you to go to the hospital to check your health and so on and so forth. So you can imagine that if we were to take on 55-year-olds and 57-year-olds, the risk profile will increase dramatically. That is why if you are young, between the ages of 15 and 45, please go and register and join SNIT today and start making your contributions.
Minister for Employment, Labour Relations and Pensions Ignatius Bafowua urged SNIT to leave their comfort zones to ensure more self-employed people ensure their incomes for a decent pension in retirement.
When we were operating the first Pension Act, it was mandatory. They were the only pension institution in Ghana. But since the passage of Act 766, there are multiple number of pension schemes. So if you do not go out there, others will go out there and then you'll be played out of business. So I like the way that SNIT is responding to the core. Otherwise, if they are not very careful, they will be played out of business. There are about over 10 million Ghanaians who are working. Only 2 million or slightly less are on one form of pension or the other. And most of these people are persons who are already working within the formal economy. So if you want to grow and you do not penetrate into the informal economy, how do you grow? Others will take advantage, expand their tentacles over there and overtake you. So SNIT, whether they like it or not, they will have to move out of their comfort zone and take charge of this huge market opportunity which exists.
The Mobile Service Week is under the theme Choose Your Tomorrow. Sign up for SEED from SNIT today. Precious Semevo, Joy Business, Sunyai.
That's all for Business with me, Emma Davis. For more news, do log on to myjoyonline.com. Up next is sports. Please stay.
It's the sports segment on JN Today. My name is Harun Mubarak. Now, Ghanaian champions Midday and FA Cup holders Dreams FC are in action this weekend in the CAF Champions League and the Confederation Cup, respectively. The two teams who are making their debut in their respective competitions hope to start on a positive note. There's more in this report.
Club in Africa with 11 trophies and reigning title holders in the Egyptian League already secured qualification and enter this fixture with an impressive record with only one loss in their last 5 games. Despite the odds heavily favoring the home side, Midday faced the challenge with determination. But their form leading up to this fixture is not encouraging, with only 2 wins in their last 5 games. Elsewhere, Tunisian side Club Africain are poised to host Ghanaian side Dreams FC in an eagerly anticipated first group stage fixture in the CAF Confederation Cup. Representing Ghana for the first time on the continental stage, Dreams FC, also known as the Still Believe Boys, advanced to the group stages after defeating Cologne Stars of Sierra Leone and Milo FC of Guinea, where they face a Club African side who have won 5 of their last 6 matches, hoping to add Dreams FC to their list of victims on Sunday.
Well, the two teams will not be in action in match day 12 of the Ghana Premier League, but there are so many matches to look forward to. Let's check out the fixtures in the Ghana Premier League that comes up this weekend. Yeah, now Nations FC, they come up against Kerala United. Legon Cities play Asante Kotoko. Hearts of Oak, they welcome Brekum Chelsea. In Swaziland play Hearts of Lions. Dreams FC, well, their game against Bafako has been postponed as a result of their involvement in Africa. Samatex, they play Royal Tamale United. Diana FC play Accra Lions. And Bechem United play BBN Gold Stars. Now, Black Stars forward Felix Afenajan could soon return to the pitch after overcoming an injury that kept him on the sidelines for weeks. The Cremonese striker has been involved in individual training, hoping to make a strong return in the Italy Serie B. The 20-year-old can't wait to get back playing again.
Welcome to Showbiz, and I am going to take you into what is happening in the world of showbiz. Let's stay with the Christian fraternity. Well, Kwesi Oteng, who released Ibigodi De Bless Me, that was some 10 years ago, at a concert. When he got on stage and started singing the song, the whole auditorium started singing the song. And it was a beautiful spectacle. Well, after that, I had a conversation with him, and he said that he never knew that 10 years ago or 12 years ago when he released that song, it was such a blessing to people for them to still have it on their lips and on their thoughts this time around.
It's a good feeling, like, to be relevant in every generation. And I mean, I'm grateful to God, like, Yeah, I mean, we're working on new stuff. Yeah, but these songs, when we raise them, I mean, sometimes I want to even write letters to radio stations or places to like play new things. They keep playing God They Bless Me. They keep playing I Win, songs from the back. But I'm grateful. I'm thankful. Yes.
What message does it carry across to you when you see things like this?
Oh, like in every moment, sometimes artists we struggle with whether we are in the moment. I mean, during those times, I didn't even feel like the songs were having the impact I have gotten to know, like right now, the impact that we really were having. I didn't know that was how much impactful these songs were, because over the years, I've met people, I've been to places, and when these songs come up, like they virtually turn off the roof. Yes.
And that was Kwesi Oteng, and it was at Scott Evans' Grace is Luxury. So I don't know if you will ever connect with an absentee parent. That is what the boys are talking about this evening at 9 p.m. on Joy Prime. I'm talking about the bold, the muscled, the pot-bellied, and the skinny, the BMPS show. Well, let's take a sneak peek into what they think. It's 9 p.m. on Fridays and 9:30 on Sundays. That is the repeat, and that is how I bring the curtains down on Showbiz here on Joy News today. Bernice.
Right, interesting topic you're discussing there. Would you reconnect with an absentee parent? I know a lot of you would like to share your views as well. So join us on social media. I'll be streaming live on Joy Prime on social media. You can leave your comments there. But that'll be it for this edition of Joy News today with me, Bernice Abubeitulansa. I'm grateful that you made time to join us this afternoon. There's more news when you log on to myjoyonline.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are Joy News on TV, Instagram, Facebook, and X. Have a very good afternoon. Up next is Marketplace.